Okay, hello. We are 3 days away from SGCC. It is Tuesday, 3rd December right now, I believe. I just came back from a day filled with like eating and collecting this stamp. I sent out the order like last night and I could pick it up after 4 p.m. today. So I headed down to Chinatown just to do it. I have never tried a stamp situation before. I think this is 7 cm by 4 cm around there, and essentially I think I need to like remove the plate at the bottom and you figure out how to do that. And essentially why I got that was because I got a new shipment of paperbacks, and I realized with FOMO last week, which is actually kind of crazy. But I realized that I was running low on my paperbacks, especially like my mid-sized ish paperbacks. Didn't really buy a lot, but this time around I bought like a good chunk. I think it's 50 pieces. I could be wrong. But I essentially want to just like use this to stamp it and everything. Yeah, I guess I don't really know how I feel about SGCC just yet. I couldn't get any help from friends to help out for SGCC because they all have like something on. Yeah, I don't know how the crowd's gonna be like and whether they'll like my stuff and whether they'll buy anything. So I don't really know how it's gonna go. But essentially, yeah, I have in mind the layout of what I want to do. It's a 1.8 meter table, so it's the biggest table that I've had so far. And it's, of course, the most expensive table that I've had so far. But I've ordered some supplies, which I hope will come by Thursday, and then I can test it out. I'm supposed to have a new order of Vograce items. I actually sent a ton of Vograce items the past like 2 weeks. And this order would be new washi tapes and lanyards. So I'm gonna try and sell them. I bought 30 pieces of the washi tape in the like standard type, and then 11 pieces to try out the transparent type. I feel like I'm not gonna like the transparent type, not gonna lie. But anyway, it was just to test it out. That's it. And then 10, I think it's either 10 or 11 pieces of the lanyards. So we're gonna try to see the quality and whether it's good. And then hopefully, I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but I really hope that my notepads would come by the end of this week, considering that the washi tapes are already here. I'm just saying, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go film something else. Okay. Okay, do I look like a mess? Yes, I do. I just showered. It is 10 p.m. ish. Um, it is Thursday, and essentially I am prepping myself for the weekends because I realized that I actually won't have help. I've asked a friend who's gonna drive me there. He's practicing how to drive and everything, and so I was like, you know what, perfect. Your test, your practice is to come to my place and then drive me to Marina Bay Sands for Comic Con. And I needed help mainly because I'm going to be bringing quite a bunch of things. I don't even know how long I'm going to take to set up because early access enters at 9. I'm thinking of reaching around 8:30. Hopefully the pass collection and the bag check won't take too long, but I'm hoping to give myself like 1.5 hours to set up the table. Early access people, I don't think they would actually be at my area that early, so I'm hoping to be done by 10. And I'll also be meal prepping tomorrow for the weekends. So I got some pasta and chicken breast, and I'm just going to make a very simple, like, pasta dish with chicken breast and some honey tomatoes. Yeah, yeah, that's going to be my weekend food. I'm gonna make that tomorrow and then pack it up. And then today, a big package came, and it's all of my Taobao stuff. And I basically got a bunch of new displays, a bunch of like half panels, and a pegboard situation because I really wanted to try that out, and also wooden boards. I believe I got one 60 cm and then two 40 cms, and the two 40 cms will be in conjunction with my other 40 cm wooden tier. The only thing that I can't get done would be to paint them, so I think it'll be very obvious that there is one wooden tier that looks out of place, but I genuinely don't have the time because I still need to like print whatever stickers. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, tomorrow will be a very busy day, a lot of things to do. We'll get there, right? Right now, I'm gonna go play some Valorant. Okay, bye. I think I'm done. It is 1 p.m. right now, I think. If I can find my devices. It's 12:44 p.m. right now. I believe the setup that I have is finally done. I started doing this whole setup at like 8:30 a.m., I think, and I just kept changing and moving things around because this is my first time with like such a big sized booth. Usually I'm used to like a maximum of 1.2 meters, but this is 1.8 meters, and I couldn't find someone to share it with. So I am really trying to make it look cohesive and at the same time still make it shoppable. I really wanted kind of like a self-serve situation. So I have a lot of tiers. I have a lot of tiered displays out so that people can pick it up themselves. That is it. I am racing against time because I need to figure out again all of the pricing, the labels, see if I'm going to change anything else, the gacha stuff, and then pack everything up. I have a bunch of things in my luggage that I need to take out just so that I don't accidentally take too many extra stuff over there. But yeah, I also need to like pack and make sure I don't bring extra stuff. And at the same time, make sure I bring the things that I need. So it's gonna be a long day. I need to also charge all of my devices. So I'm actually gonna get this charging while I pack up my stuff that I don't need. I should do that. I really should do that. We made it.
Surprisingly fast too.
Still have a 5 minutes walk. cookies and cream, black forest, vanilla. Whoa! Thank you. Thank you. This free ice cream, what the heck?
Welcome to my mukbang channel. My name is Stephanie Su and today we are doing a mukbang channel.
What are you? Why it takes so long? But this Anderson's.
You got choose or open the person?
I always do the first one.
But you can check you can like.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something at the back.
Oh, my one shit. My one is shit. My,
Check something.
Yeah, you can.
What you get?
I've got.
Is there the cloth inside?
What you need?
Cloth.
Everything
Yeah, correct, that one. Huh?
One thing.
Yes.
When are you gonna edit your vlogs?
Never!
We were trying to find mac and cheese, but I don't think they know where they're going at all either. So we're going to Pudo instead. We're not even eating in Pudo because the line's super long. So we're gonna Suntec.
You wear like this buffet, breakfast buffet thing. This is so fun.
Look at this.
Now look at
Look
this.
at that.
Never look at this.
Oh, look at
How's it?
For people that like coriander, a bit weird.
a bit only. These are everything that I'm having today. I have like one more of the beard papas from Jolyn and Roy, and vitamin C, and then a bit of coffee. And I know my table's a mess, don't look at it, but I actually don't know what's inside. I just know that there's one left because someone didn't take it or something. So let me see. Is this? Ooh, cookies and cream. Nice. I like that. It's a very common thing for me to fall sick on the Sunday, which is why I'm going to pop this before I go off. But I've got a lot of things that I need to consume, so I think my goal is to reach SGCC at 9:30-ish, I think. We'll see. Let me think. My brain's trying to brain. Yesterday was really fun. Yesterday exceeded my expectations. I really liked the fact that I was against the walls, so I always felt very safe. I know it's a very weird thing to say, but I feel like if there's someone behind me, like if there's another booth behind me, and we're sharing the same space behind each other, I get very conscious, and I feel like I'm always on alert and a little bit overwhelmed when that happens, because there's just a lot of things going on, right? Because like there's people in front and then there's people behind, and I just can't chill at all. So I really like the fact that I'm against the wall. I don't think I'll be able to have that luxury in my other cons, but that was really good.
and like the fact that it wasn't overwhelmingly loud, that was also a really good thing. And even though there was the Power Rangers in Space meet and greet, like right next to my booth spot, they were never like loud, or they never played really loud music. There was always a queue for that meet and greet and everything, but it was never overwhelming. And I think that I feel like SGCC, despite it being a very big convention in Singapore, it was never annoying, and it never felt overwhelming despite the number of people that were there. I don't know, I'm just going on a fucking tangent. Anyway, I need to stop myself because I would yap and I would not eat my food.
I'm down to my last two. I don't even have thank you cards anymore. What's in the room? Absolutely no thank you card. I ran out. Actually, last one. Actually. It's like 7:20 now. It's kind of slow. Nothing. Nothing. Right. Okay, it is currently 9:46 p.m. I got back, I'm showered, I've had dinner. I think right now, preliminarily, just based off of how of what I can see, what I can tell from my Loiverse POS, I made both, and I'm surprised by it. I will say that I was very, very, very fortunate to have met people who were willing to really just splurge. Like today, I had a couple that came and they bought 2 sticker books, and on top of that, they bought like 18 stickers. And I was like, what? Like genuinely, when she started picking out the stickers, I was like, okay, 3, right? Because I sell it in the promotional price of 3. And I was like, maybe you should just get 3. And then she started taking another 3 more, and I was like, maybe it's just 6. She started taking another 3 more, and then another 3 more, and like she literally just like took like 1 of each design, and I was like, I've never been so overwhelmed and at the same time so surprised and happy. So if you're watching this and if you know who you are, thank you so much. Like I feel like before Comic-Con happened, I had a lot of like fears of whether I can even cover booth, and that if I can't, if I can't cover booth cost, I wonder if it is an indication of something else. You know what I mean? Like my design's not good enough or whatever. And yeah, I've been proven multiple times this weekend that like people are willing to spend and then spend my stuff. So if you did and you're watching this video, thank you very much. like I don't even think I managed to say like much to a bunch of you guys who really like went all out. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And like genuinely, I think today's social interactions that I had were really, really fun, because generally the people that I met or that they would stop by my booth, they are very, very sweet people. And I felt like I was a little bit more courageous today to like straight up tell people that their cosplays looked amazing, because I saw a bunch of really good cosplays. There was a lady dressed as Reina, and she had an Erexis. Is that what it's called? I will have the name up on the screen. And like the look of it, and it was so good. She did say that she got it off Carousel. I think someone was like making 3D models, and she got one for herself, and it's so good. And like apart from the gun, like her entire outfit was so good. And then there was another lady that was dressed as Raze, and she had like Raze's grenades. Yeah, sure. And she said that she used like Monster Energy's Ken, and the way that she put in so much details into it. And I think easily after Saturday, I knew that even if I couldn't cover cost today, it's still a really, really, really fun event, a really good convention to be at. I will say that I'm super grateful that I managed to like meet a lot of new people, and also have like friends and also friends of friends come down to like say hi and like chat and chill. Like I have never felt so freaking like happy, and there will always be like some kind of a gathering of people, and I love it. Like I'm usually not very involved in the whole social aspect of it, but it's just the feeling of being with people that you love. You know what I mean? That's so fucking cheesy, but anyway, it is what it is. I'm glad Comic-Con's over. Honestly, very fun. I like the fact that I had the gacha machine, but that shit's way too difficult to carry around. I think I it's just one of those things where like if I don't even have the table space for it, I don't think I'll bring it. On top of that, it is very bulky, so I don't know. Until I can figure out how best to carry that and not have to like struggle, I will see if I'm bringing it to EOI. I don't know. But yeah, EOI will be the last one before the end of the year, and there will be more in 2025 that I've already booked. Okay, so I've yapped long enough, so let me just quickly get into my voiceover. These footage of Comic-Con were a mixture of time lapses and footage shot by my friends, so a huge shout out to them for taking the camera around and literally just walking the entire con. The images might not match what I'm saying, but it's okay. Just think of it as like a B-roll thing. I don't know. Anyway, let's first start off with location and space. So, location-wise, this was held at Marina Bay Sands Convention Center, and they actually took up multiple halls across the first floor and basement. You could enter from either floor, and there was also a lift inside the convention that you could freely use to access the floors. There is a back check at the very beginning of the entrance, but yeah, absolutely huge event with a ton of sponsors. The popular sponsors and the main stage were all in the basement, whereas most of the artists' alley tables were on the first floor. So I don't know why they arranged it that way, but it is what it is. In terms of table space, I've already mentioned that I liked that I was against the wall because the space provided was very substantial behind, to the point that, like, as you could see, I had like quite a huge group of friends who hung out behind my booth for most of a Saturday. Your mileage may vary depending on where you are placed, but I was definitely lucky enough to be next to the walls. Now, the tables are connected, which is a bit of a pain in the ass for the tables in the middle, but I felt like since there was a 1.8 meter table space, many of us didn't actually need to go to the front. We just made sure our booth design allowed us to like look out into the crowd. I will just add that at the very least, the table map matched the table layout, unlike another convention. So that's great. Next, footfall and type of audience. In terms of footfall, I felt like I had a very natural flow of traffic, especially since my table was right next to the Power Rangers in Space meet and greet, which guided visitors towards the end of the hall almost like every hour. But I believe the basement definitely drew most of the crowd due to the amount of popular sponsors and the main stage being there. In terms of types of audience, I filmed this reflection previously on Sunday morning, so let me just show you my quick reflection instead.
I feel like generally the people there, the crowd there, tended to be a mixture of like families and cosplayers, obviously, and also like teenagers. So it's honestly a very wide mix, with the exception of like elderly people. I feel like the people who go there, they are more willing to spend a little bit more. Maybe it's also because it's like December, Christmas is coming up, and so people are a lot more willing to like look for presents. I said this to another boothing artist there, that people were less judgmental over there, and genuinely you get fewer people that will come up to you and they'll look at your stuff and they would judge the prices that you have, or the things that you have put up, or the things that you've drawn. When you go into like into the heartlands to booth, you get a good chunk of people that are like that, where they're just like, oh, it's $3.50 for a sticker, you made it, so why is it expensive? You know what I mean? It's like they don't care about the actual cost it takes, the time and the effort it takes to make something.
Okay, welcome back. So, in terms of vendors, definitely very interesting, an exceptionally big event, but if I were to exclude the bigger sponsors, generally the Artist Alley saw a bunch of common, familiar fan art booths with a few original art illustrators. And in fact, the booth to my right, Yuta, an original character artist, was based in Indonesia, and he and his brother-in-law were like super sweet to me the entire weekend, and they helped me to watch my booth on Sunday when I had to like do other stuff. So super huge shout out to him. I hope I get to see him in Singapore next time. But yeah, you get like a huge variety of artists at Comic-Con, including comic book shops. So definitely very interesting in comparison to the other anime events that I've attended before. Next, social media / working with SGCC. Now, this one was a little weird because I had to converse with them through WhatsApp to get quotations. I almost thought it was someone trying to scam me at first, because I've never booked an event over WhatsApp, and considering that the booth cost was like $888, I thought I was getting scammed. So yeah, I reached out to them on Instagram about the booth cost, and they asked me for my number to reach out on WhatsApp. I confirmed the booth that I wanted through WhatsApp, made my order, paid for it, and then they sent me an official email with an invoice afterwards. Definitely very suspicious to begin with, but it is what it is. They've reached out to me about 2025's SGCC through the same WhatsApp number and through emails, so yeah. The social media game was quite good, to be honest. They had a whole theme for 2024, and they started regularly posting about the event in July and kept posting regularly until the end of the event. Like even during the event, they invited a ton of content creators to make content and would regularly repost those content throughout the weekend. Generally, they only posted about special guests and sponsors. They didn't really talk about the Artist Alley unless you were an invited artist. A little disappointing, but it is a big event and they did post regularly, so I guess there's a bit of give and take. They technically do bring in the crowd regardless, even if it means that the audience paid, I think, almost $30 for a ticket. So the fact that they're still drawing in a huge crowd that's willing to pay the ticket price speaks volumes to the popularity of Comic-Con, even if they don't advertise their artists on their social media platforms. Finally, finances. The very fun part that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to. So let me start off with expenses. My transportation was about $50. I paid for the taxi back home at the end of SGCC. It was quite insane, and I was lucky enough to have a friend to drive me to SGCC on Saturday, so I kind of saved money in that way. And in terms of food and drinks, I spent about $40. This includes the groceries for my meal plan, and the drinks that I got for my friend. And then finally, booth cost $888. Absolutely insane, but you do get a 1.8 meters table. So, in terms of earnings, again, this is not to brag about anything. In fact, I mean, when you see my numbers, you will realize it's not really bragging. I usually very rarely break even, but I made a total number of 68 sales, and the average sales spent per person was around $15, so you can kind of do your own calculations. I made 37 sales on Saturday and 31 sales on Sunday. But of course, just as a side note, all of these earnings and expenses do not include, firstly, the cost of production, and two, I did give away some products as part of the gacha machine that I brought this time around, so that also ate into a bit of my profits. And as you can tell, I actually don't think I broke even at this event, to be very honest. Okay, in terms of bestsellers, overall, I sold a ton of stickers and a surprising amount of prints. I don't usually sell this many prints at most of my events, so yeah, very interesting. But okay, to be more specific, these are my top 3 bestsellers. In third place, I have a few items that I sold 7 pieces of. Firstly, the Appa X Teki postcard. Secondly, Sleeping in the Garden sticker book. Third, the Angel sticker. And finally, the Valorant Omen sticker. In second place, with 8 pieces sold, it's the Knife sticker. And then in first place, with 9 items sold, it's the Devil sticker. I definitely sold out of a few stickers that I printed, so that's always a very good sign. Yeah, hopefully all of these details were helpful for you to decide whether this event would be financially worth it for you. In terms of deciding whether or not I'll be back to SGCC, let me play you a clip of past me, who's already done the yapping. I don't know if I would go back to Comic-Con next year in 2025 if they raise the booth prices. I genuinely think 888, I could barely cover cost. It is a very big table. It's 1.8 meters. But if and only if I can find someone to share it with, I don't think I would do it. And especially like if it's going to be like $1,000 next year, I don't know. I'm just guessing based off of the trajectory of the prices, because if I'm not wrong, last year it was $600 to $700. I think it was around that range. If they keep it at $888, I will still think about it, but I feel like I would be closer towards a yes, simply because I really enjoy myself there. I really enjoyed seeing all of the cosplays, and that like people were just so sweet, and like generally I just had a very fun time at the convention. And like my booth mates were also very sweet, and that's kind of it. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this vlog for SGCC. Yes, I still have a few more events coming up, and yes, they are a few months late, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm trying my best to churn out as much as I can, okay? I hope that my experiences help you as artists to decide if an event is worth it. And I guess like if you're not an artist, that maybe you'd enjoy the perspective of what it means to booth at an event. SGCC will definitely hold a special place in my heart, despite earning the most I've ever earned and still not breaking even. Very weird feeling. But the amount of people that I got to meet, and knowing that I got to spend time with my friends who were willing to come down, spend their time and money on entering SGCC just to like chill with me, walk around SGCC, it means so freaking much, because clearly I was freaking out about a lot of things at the start of this video, and SGCC was a stupid ass decision that I made at the start of 2024, because I thought I couldn't book any other booths throughout 2024. But yeah, seeing all the friends that I made along the way at the back of my booth at SGCC, it just feels so strangely nice. Really weirdly nice, you know? So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and sub if you haven't yet. In the comments below, let me know if you've been to a Comic-Con event or did you meet me at this event. You know, what's your thoughts about it from your perspective? So yeah, that's all from me. I'll see y'all in my next video. I got no sweat. So bye.